Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than I wish DC would give us another Shazam solo comic. I'm your host, Arris. Let me first say that I'm sorry that we had no Variant Live again this week. As you could probably tell, I've been under the weather since last Sunday, and it threw off our entire schedule. But with Avengers Infinity War just over 2 weeks away, we hope to make up for our absence by giving you guys an overview of one of the key aspects of the movie, the Infinity Stones, also known as the Infinity Gems. These powerful stones have been a massive part of the MCU right from the beginning, but what are their comic book roots? What are they all about in the source material? Well, let's take a look. The first time one of these gems appeared was in August of 1972 in Marvel Premiere Issue 1, The Power of Warlock, with the Soul Gem. Then in Marvel Team Up Issue 55 in March of 1977, we see the Power and Time Gems appear as well. And finally, all 6 gems appear together for the very first time in Avengers Annual 7 in 1977. But before I get into any more detail, it's important to mention that the Infinity Stones have gone through several name changes over the years. Originally, they were called the Soul Gems, but they've also been known as the Reality Gems. Then Thanos later gave them their more popular name, the Infinity Gems, until they were more recently referred to as the Infinity Stones we're all familiar with in the MCU. These gems are easily among the most powerful artifacts in the Marvel Universe, and Thanos named each individual gem based on what element they have power over. So we have the Power Stone, Reality Stone, Space Stone, Time Stone, Mind Stone, and the Soul Stone. Individually, they're immensely powerful, but together, all 6 stones will give the wielder complete control over the entire universe, which is why Thanos wants to collect them so badly in both the comics and now the MCU. The reason why these gems are so powerful is because each gem gives the bearer complete mastery and power over its aspect of the universe. So if you got the Reality Gem, you control reality. Simple as that. To further that point, only beings like the Living Tribunal, who is basically the judge of the multiverse, or the One Above All, who is god of all of Marvel, are immune to the effects of the gems. That's how crazy powerful these bad boys are. Now let's take a look at where they came from, shall we? Thanos gives us the origin of the Infinity Gems while talking to the Runner in Thanos Quest Issue 2. Thanos tells him, "I discovered the true nature of the gems while gazing into the Infinity Well. It was a well-kept secret for over 1,000 billion years. The gems come from before all recorded time. They were once a single unit, a lone entity. They were a sentient being of limitless power. At this time, this being was the only living thing that existed within any and all realities." Thanos continued saying, "It was all that was, and all that was it. This being was infinity and forever. No one would fault you if you were to call it God. What other name would fit? But I doubt it ever had a name or a use for one. For it was more alone than any being has ever been. All that was already part of itself. There was no other in its life. A more desolate existence is beyond imagination. I believe that is why it chose to put an end to itself. But such power does not give up the ghost easily. From its ashes rose all that is currently reality in all its many forms." He then finished by saying, "The core of this being's might was reincarnated in the form of these 6 Infinity Gems. They are the ultimate in power, the darkest secret in all the universe." We would later find out that this being Thanos speaks of goes by the name Nemesis. So in a nutshell, the Infinity Stones are a reincarnated version of Nemesis, which I think is a really cool concept, that power such as hers doesn't just die, it's just reformed in a new way. However, some of you may be wondering if she's more powerful than the One Above All, based on the way Thanos was describing her power. Well, the simple answer is no. The One Above All is God of the Marvel Universe. He's literally the comic book embodiment of the real-world creators of Marvel characters, storylines, and plots. Meaning even Nemesis is an idea created by the One Above All. With that said, let's take a closer look at each individual gem. First, you have the Yellow Gem, which is reality. It's known as the most powerful of the gems because mastering it can make scientific laws meaningless. You can literally make wishes come true with this gem. The Purple Gem is space. It allows the owner to be anywhere in an instant or be in multiple places in the universe simultaneously, or even nowhere at all. If mastered, the possessor can rearrange space as they see fit. The Blue Gem is mind. It gives the user a number of mentally related abilities, including telekinesis. It also gives the wielder access to every thought and dream, as well as encompassing the collective consciousness of the entire universe. Next, we have the Red Gem, which is power. It can access any and all energy and power that has and ever will exist. It also gives the user abilities to duplicate any physical superhuman abilities. Next, we have the Orange Time Gem. With it, the wielder can be transported to any period of time they choose. Quite literally, any moment in time from the beginning to the end of time can be accessed through this gem. It could also be used as a weapon to trap enemies in endless time loops, as seen in Doctor Strange. Finally, the last gem is green, and it's the Soul Gem. While the Reality Gem is considered to be the most powerful, the Soul Gem is considered to be the most dangerous. Whoever possesses it can steal, manipulate, and alter souls, living or dead. You heard me right, living or not. In fact, within the gem are collected souls that are in perpetual limbo. It's pretty scary stuff. It's also worth noting that the colors of the stones have changed in the MCU. For instance, the Time Stone is green in the movies instead of orange like in the comics. There's also technically a 7th gem from the Marvel Ultraverse crossover. It's the remaining consciousness of Nemesis called the Ego Gem. And when combined with the other 6, it gives the others a form of sentience. However, this gem is best forgotten as it's just the result of a crossover between 2 publishers. Anyway, now that you have a better understanding of the Infinity Stones, you could fully see how much the Avengers are screwed if Thanos gets all the gems by the end of Infinity War. All I'm saying is, people are dying. But that does it for this episode. We'll be back on Saturday with some alternate versions of the Hulk. And I promise, Variant Live will be back on Monday. Cross my heart. Until then, be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You'll find links for all those in the description below. And if you like what you see, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then the bell next to it so you're notified whenever we upload a new video. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.